This meeting is being recorded.
All right. I heard the. I have to continue. Okay.
Call to order at 7:08.
Yep.
I did have on the agenda, the first thing was the incorporation. I assume that that's all wrapped up, right? We don't have to do anything more with that. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
And
Next
we do,
item was the bank account, so
yeah,
Yep.
take it away, John.
okay, well, we have a federal tax ID number, and Adrian is now, well, he's the treasurer of WAS, which means that we should be able
Embezzlement. I mean, nope.
to.
We're recorded, so I shouldn't say embezzlement. We can't do that. But as it will make it easier to transition the fund, John is about to say we can transition those funds out of the WAS account into our own account.
Yes.
Happen until we're a 501c3?
That has no effect on that. I'm working on the paperwork for the 501c3. I've got that very close to being submitted. There are a few details about the treasury that I need to establish to submit the 501c3 information. That'll make that complete.
Do you
And
need any funds?
when I do that, I'll send Jeff the relevant documents, and he can shoot it out to everyone. He can have those on record and then shoot it out to everyone.
We'll put them in the drive
So
and protect it.
yeah, so we do have funds. WAS keeps a separate account or a ledger for the GLAAC funds. And so each WAS meeting, they actually they mentioned the funds for WAS and they mentioned the funds for GLAAC. What we're going to be setting out to do is splitting that once and for all, to the point where I would be only mentioning funds for WAS in a WAS meeting and funds for GLAAC in a GLAAC meeting. So I just have to do my part to give John a call and say, okay, the banker's ready for us, and get us there and get it all taken care of. We can both drop a little bit of money. We can both drop some money into the account. I don't think it's illegal for me to do that, being that I'm choosing Comerica Bank and I'm a Comerica Bank employee. I did report
Well,
my activity with GLAAC, and I don't think it'll be a problem.
well, Jeff, I'd be, or guys, I can start the account. I can begin the account. That's no problem. So, and then we can make the treasury moves, and all the relevant documents will be available, and then we can move on with the 501c3.
Okay.
That sounds good. So because if you do have another bank in mind, John, go for it.
Nope.
Um,
Simplest
or
way, and Comerica is everywhere in the southeast and southeast Michigan, so that's convenient.
okay, I'm looking at possibly tomorrow. I'm going to give the bankers a call tomorrow morning, and see what kind of schedule they have. So I'll be in touch with you, John, on that.
Do
Super.
you have a current balance for us approximately even? I honestly don't know.
According to WAS, we're around $2,000.
Okay. We'll just put in a
And I forget, Mike, if you're in the WAS, Mike, or you're in a different, you're in GM, right?
I'm
Mike?
at Ford.
I was going
Or
to say
Ford. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I got the wrong car company. But
Sure did.
yeah, that's blasphemous. Ford,
Ford.
best trucks in the world.
Hey, you
Uh,
got it.
I might have to agree, even though I drive the other one, but I know the Ford trucks are good, and that goes into minutes. So, John, okay, well, great job on that. Let's don't wait on me. If I don't get back with you tomorrow, I won't feel bad if you if you just find a Comerica bank, sit down with them, and next thing you're telling us is you got us set up. As long as it gets done,
Well,
we'll try and do it together since
we
we're
uh,
both
we do
signers.
we do need two signers on the account,
Okay, so
but
that
that can be done. Um, I'll see what can be done. I'll be in touch.
and if we're able to meet tomorrow, John, that'll be, then we'll be taking care of it then and there.
Okay.
Um, So I know Fridays, I think you said was pretty good. So I'll see if we can manage to handle that. That'll, I have to do my part and get on the phone. And Belleville Bank is, since I'm not far from there, and they've done my personal business for a while.
Well, that's
Um,
probably a good thing using Comerica's, because they do have branches all over. It means they have a common account system, so you can do a signer card
Yep.
at one branch or another, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly what John had said earlier. So that's a good reason to go. I'd say a good reason to go with them.
Yeah, makes most sense.
And if I don't think it's illegal for me to say, well, being that I'm an employee, what, is there anything else we can do for GLAAC? But we'll see. I think
Hey,
I'll-
we'll stand behind you.
sounds good. That'll be a good thing. So,
Wait.
all right. So I think that's good news. We're closer than I thought we were to not only independence, but even getting the 501c3 status, which
Yeah.
we might need for next year if we decide we want to hold some sort of a joiner hybrid thing where that's going to come in handy
Yeah, if we do,
when
yeah.
asking for donations.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you, did I send you the federal tax ID document?
I believe so. I can check while we go over the next thing, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that copy of that paperwork.
Okay, so we have both the state, this what they call it an EIN, identification number. So
I
we have both,
remember seeing it, so I think we've got it someplace.
both the state and the federal now, so we're covered there.
Okay, so we have both.
Yeah, and of
Uh,
course you have all the copies of the incorporation document.
Yeah, they're going to be a different directory than 2020. Constitution bylaws. It's just Constitution bylaws.
Well, I'll just we'll make if you don't find that, shoot me an email and I'll get them to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look around for that. I'll make a note of it here.
I'm real sure I sent them out to everyone.
Yeah, and if not, they're in my email box that I can go back and look at. But I'll let you know if I don't find them, and we'll make sure they get in.
Super.
Yep.
Okay, I'm still listening, but I'm going to go off screen here. But I'm with you.
Sure. Next item is that I have it's arbitrary, but it's the the Bortle article. I don't know if you guys have seen that that thing come up. I can share screen. It's basically the guy was asking if we wanted to put this on our site, and I don't really mind, but it's very like European centric. Oops, that's not that one. Oh, here it goes.
I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen. But I mean, it's a nice article. It goes through the different things. These are some things I think I've seen before, but it basically goes to the basics. But he was requesting to put this article up on one of the sites someplace. He found Brian's talk, but as for general astronomy articles or something like that, I think we have a place for those. But it's not bad. Just that it was down below. He was showing things and what it looks like in Brussels. Is like, well, I have no idea what Brussels looks like versus what Detroit or something else looks like. So
That looks
Yeah, I
pretty
can.
good to me.
Yeah, I can show you what Detroit looks like. I just took a sky picture last night. It looks more like that. At the
this,
yeah, it's
yeah, it's like half cloudy. But it wasn't a bad article, and some of the charts, like I like this one a lot because it gives examples of what some common objects and what you might expect to see. So that's not bad. The light pollution map, yeah, okay. But that came up, and I haven't really answered back to him yet because I was was kind of leery about the, you know, the European centric thing, but astronomy wise, it
It's,
doesn't really matter.
Well, to me, it looks like it explains it better than anything else I've seen.
Okay.
Looks
Um,
good, especially when it starts right off with that Bortle scale.
yeah. I'm just going to make a note in the minutes to, you know, pass the site on to Bob, and he'll find, you know, find a good place for our resources page, or, you know, link someplace for it, since Bob isn't here right now. Next thing is our survey about the date, and we have a total of 6 respondents to that poll we put in groups.io. 4 yes, 2 no. So 2 to 1, the yeses have it. I don't know if that's good, bad, but it sounds like that September 24, 25 weekend is going to go based on, well, less than a dozen people or so. I mean, honestly, it's like, it's
That's how it goes. You know?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, my comment is, if I remember, Great Lakes Stargaze wants to do their thing earlier in the month when the moon is new, and I think that is a waning gibbous moon that rises a little later in the night, on the 24th and 25th. That week prior was a possible week, but it was going to be surrounding a bright full moon that rises early.
right. Well, that
So
previous weekend I have down as being International Observe the Moon Night is October 16th, which is the night before the 1718. So it's going to be pretty bright. I'm cool with the date. I don't think we have to make any kind of official, you know, yay, nay on the date right now, but that looks like a good target date to go for. I don't think did we set the date last year real early? I don't recall,
we
actually.
set it. It was when we came in. I think it was set for us because we were brand new with small exception for Brian. We were the brand new board, but we had a lot of help from Shannon along the way,
Yeah.
and Brian, of course, you helping us out, you know, continuity wise. So
Just,
yeah,
well, in that case, let's go for it.
I'm good with the 24th and 25th. If we have that in play. Of course, we're both good and bad that we have to see what's going on with COVID-19. We all expect to be out of it by then, but you know, it's uncertain still because none of us have a crystal ball.
Well, probably like this year, we didn't know until what, June.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, June we made the final decision to stay virtual. We kicked it around. I think May.
Yeah.
Just
Well, and this year is going to be I mean, 2021 isn't going to be much different, because by the time the vaccines get out there, and even if they do, are they widespread? Are we up to the 80, 90% by May, June? It could be down to the wire as well this year. Or, you know,
yeah.
2021.
Well, and it's, you know, there's a lot of fear. It may take until May or June before more people decide that,
They
okay, the
want it.
vaccine
Well,
isn't,
yeah.
you know, the vaccine hasn't killed people. These numbers are going down, and
Yeah.
okay, fine, I'll do it. From what I understand, you get about 65% of the country that says, I'll do it if it's right for the people, and if they can see that the risks, the fears are allayed because those who have taken it have done just fine. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if they'll do this if they decide to allow those that vaccinate to not have to mask, or, you
Yeah.
know, maybe social distance, but not have to mask. If something like that, it's gonna, who knows how that'll work. But
Do we need
either way,
do we need to have a motion to set the date at this point? I mean, it's December. Next meeting is January, and that's when things start to get rolling.
yeah, and it doesn't matter what type of you said,
The type of event isn't set yet. It's
yeah,
just
but the date of the event, that's fine. I motion to set the date to weekend of 24th, 25th.
okay.
I second.
I second. Oh, Brian second. Everybody seconds. I think we got a vote, probably favorable.
Yeah, John gave his thumb up, and somewhere in here I should be able to do that. Yes.
I'd say that was unanimous. How's that?
I love
Yep.
the thumb up. That's
Okay. So says the notes.
Yeah, I'll give mine there too.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's right. We have those things.
Yeah, reaction.
I can't see my reaction. Did my thumb go up?
Where are the reactions?
for about
I thought it.
In
Well,
more.
John did it. I don't think you did.
Oh, there's reactions. There we go. Yeah, I see mine.
Okay, I'm the president, and I can't do. Oh, here we go. All right, I found the reactions. It's a reactions button.
Okay. It disappears after a certain time.
Does it say reactions under it?
Yeah,
there's a button right
found it.
next to the breakout room.
I was looking at the participants where you can say yes, no,
Yeah.
go slower, go faster.
That
You can
was
do.
it, but actually, those are in there too. You can under the little dot.
Yep, you can throw your thumb up, but you have to look at you have to be looking at the participant screen.
Yeah.
The thumb up with the reactions is even better.
Well, the last thing on the agenda is the nominations for the officers, which technically don't have to be in until looks like the day before the next meeting, January 14th. I think that's our next meeting, actually. Now that I think about it.
When was that?
Yeah, second Thursday.
I wanted to ask Adrian. I can do both the vice president and the treasury if that works out, and that way, Adrian, you can be president without any other encumbrances.
That would work. I thought of being president and treasurer, or just treasurer if anyone had any desire to be president. And if I look around the room, I'm thinking everyone was pretty happy with the board the way it was, which meant no, you be the president. So I would accept that. I think the role of treasury, unless someone wants to do it for real, we would have no choice but to do the role of treasury the same way that we've been doing it anyhow. By joint, the board members that are left would help to facilitate it. So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
No,
Yes,
I'm
I
just
hereby submit my self-nomination to return as president for the 2021 GLAAC season. And,
Okay, and I will submit my name as the nominee for vice president and treasurer.
Okay. Yeah, man. Secretary, I'm good with it. I enjoyed doing it this year, and if it continues for another year, I'm cool. And of course, by the 14th, if somebody else wants to step up, be my guess, we can vote. But for now, we have nominations. So, what is that submitted?
help because he did such a fantastic job with the social media marketing campaign.
Can't
Yeah,
hear
Bob
you, Brian. Can't hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yours is a little fainter.
it's a
today.
little fainter. I can hear you, but it's a little faint. Yeah, I nominate Bob Trimley too.
And was that the webmaster?
Yeah, webmaster, and what he pretty much was your assistant technically, Brian, but
Did you
you
want to
know,
stay on as communications, Brian? I didn't
Yeah,
catch.
but
Okay.
I would be happy to yield to Bob if he wants to do everything. It's or have him with the name and I help him. Right. What we did was he helped me, but he did a ton of work.
yeah, we'll have to see if Bob's willing to, if Bob wants the role.
Well, we've
All it
nominated.
is just semantics. I think you and Bob are probably not going anywhere unless Bob says he'll do it all. I wouldn't blame you, Brian, for saying, you know what, I'm jumping into
Oh,
Winnebago and I'm heading north,
well,
taking some time.
yeah. He's I I I'd be happy to do whatever, and but he did a lot of work, and we worked together, and so I'm happy to
Well,
do whatever is
I think.
necessary.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
Bob did a great job on
does
the
help.
website, but we can't forget that you had a boatload of contacts on the school systems
I have
and
a lot of the email
radio
addresses.
stations, all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
invaluable.
that does help.
yeah,
I would, here's what I'll say. We'll put it in the minutes that we're going to find out from Bob Tremblay if he wants to be the head communications chair for 2021, or does he prefer to be the one that helps out like he did last year and have Brian take it. um I'm okay with either result. Both of you, both of you did a good job. I'm kind of repeating what Jeff said there, but so
I,
it sounds like it's going to be the same. It's going to be almost the same amount of work either way, with the exception that Brian, if Bob does take it, then I would expect you would get a little more free time than normal out of GLAAC. I know you've probably got other things that are still going, but you wouldn't have to, um you'd get a little bit of time back for 2021,
sure.
which I would be happy to. I think you've earned it.
well,
As busy as you are for astronomy, it much deserved
I mean,
few hours
even
back.
I mean, whether it was online or in person, it's like I mean, the time commitment up until August, September isn't really all that crazy. It's
Correct.
when we get close to the event, then everything kind of turns
Correct.
upside down. So
All right, but we haven't had the pleasure of running a real physical event, and the timings for that start earlier. If
right,
you
right,
all may, Brian, you and Mike may know, you have to start a lot earlier if you're going to do a physical event. You got to procure things.
That's true.
So that's
well, the last thing
the
on the list that I had was the telescope field manager, organizer, whatever. And Mike, I guess since we are you still open to doing that for if we go live?
Manager of large telescope.
Large
Hey,
telescope. Okay.
yeah, that's exactly. I would just make it the large telescope man. Bring in the big scopes. If you're not on the radar unless you're at least at, I would say, what,
Well,
11-inch scope. That way mine could be
Yeah,
in
Big Bertha
the
brings me in
at
there,
the bottom
15
end.
one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
11-inch or higher. Um, it, as phallic as that may seem, that's where the aperture just kind of you get enough aperture to start seeing some of those faint objects.
Right.
Well, and that's also where, they need more space. They need to be planned a little better.
hard to
The small
carry.
telescope guys can fit
Yep,
in about anywhere in a,
which is
kind of a,
exactly why that position,
right.
and it becomes more important. We have the possibility of doing a hybrid event, um, if we're still not quite out of the woods with COVID.
Yeah.
So that there may be a bigger role in the future, but if we're still not up to complete full capacity, and that'll depend on what the state, our state contact, and Island Lake, what they're willing to do.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I don't envision us
Well,
moving from Island Lake to Lake Hudson. I'd
Yeah.
Island Lake,
love to do
Once
that,
in a
but
while.
I'd rather not sever our relationship with Island Lake.
Right.
At this time,
especially since
especially.
most of the clubs are in the Detroit area too. You don't want to move too far out. I mean, Lake Hudson, I don't think the Detroit-based clubs would be as enthusiastic about going
Well,
way out there.
I'm in Wayne County. I'm in Belleville. I'm barely in Wayne County. I'm near the border, and it's an hour away from me.
Yeah,
We
we
still
lived
Probably
in
an hour
Belleville
30.
many years ago.
Yeah, it's probably an hour 30 from the Detroit, like Warren, be an hour 30.
Yeah, at least.
For darker, if it's a nice dark sky though, well, again, that caters to the astronomers that really helped us out during our event. They came in and really supported the event.
Right.
The general public probably cares less. It's to them, this is dark that we've got out there with the clouds. So
Yeah, they're
we
reading
have to,
cell phones.
yeah, the cell phones will be on. They're like,
What are
I
we
can't, it's
looking at?
dark. It's too dark. Yeah, can I take a picture?
What's the
Yeah.
name of our person at Island Lake? Who's our
I forget the name. I want to say
Bridget?
Bridget.
Rachel something?
It's
Bridget.
Yeah.
Bridget. There
It
we
is
go. Thank
Bridget.
you.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll send her an email. How about that? Just saying we're thinking of the 24th, 25th of September.
Yep. And we may actually have, by then we would be able to have some people out there, even if it's not a full capacity thing. So
Bridget Harwood. I
I think
got it.
that's right.
Yep, I got it here from one of Jeff's emails. So I'm gonna just give her a heads up here.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm just putting down basically existing officers are okay with staying on, sharing the treasure between president and VP, and then our various volunteering and nominations were taken and voted on January 14th, 2021. Sound good?
That sounds good.
Is there anything else we need to address right now? Because I mean, things are still kind of early and
Very
it's
early.
holiday season, but I think we got everything kind of set up to get off and running first thing of the year. So
I think we have to say that we did a wonderful job with our last event, and
Yep.
we just need to congratulate ourselves for pulling that together.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely good with that.
Yeah.
I was looking over the schedule of events for the 2021. I was trying to show somebody where to go on something or other, and I was looking through. It was just kind of like, wow, that was a lot of stuff going on, and we actually pulled it all off.
It was. I was going back and forth from one program to another and doing it as John Public. And I was amazed at what was
Mhm.
at how it was pulled off.
Yeah, and frankly, we learned a lot. I mean, how the licenses and things will work from the back end portion. I already know how we're going to do it better if we have to go that way this year. Even hybrid, I mean, you still have to schedule it. And Zoom was a very good company to work with. They says, yeah, just use it until the date, and then it'll go dead, and you're good. So like,
Yeah,
excellent.
must be good company. You've seen their stock.
Yeah. Yeah.
It went up 4 times since I last looked at it. Since I first looked at it in about April.
Yeah. Well, the COVID did them a big favor.
It sure did.
Yeah, I was glad that they were able to step up.
Yeah. And the university was a good training ground for the meetings and stuff, but we found out real quick we needed licenses and that we were one of the very largest events that people had done in the country using their product. So that was kind of after we got done, I was like, what? You're kidding, right? So we definitely pulled something unique off.
Yep.
I agree.
It was a good show.
Yep. And
Well,
it will only be that or better for next year. If it's hybrid, it'll be great. We'll have to think about how best to do that in January. But I think knowing what we know now and having having some contingency plans. That's like, well, you know, we have options, which is going to be live, hybrid, or video, or remote. And we now know what two of those options look like, and how will we work a third, the hybrid. Those are, time to be creative and thoughtful, and we've proven to be pretty good at that.
Yep.
A little self-congratulatory, but it's the way it is.
Well, yeah, and then we're going to move forward from that, and we're going to we'll evaluate as soon as we can whether or not we want to do a hybrid event or not, and or are
I
we
think
going to
it was,
stay with it?
it was sort of a positive in some ways that it was, remote, because there were some people participating and presenting who might not have been able to make it. And we learned that the transportation costs, hotels, that kind of thing was zero compared to normal years. So it's not an
Right.
entirely awful thing.
Mhm.
And,
We're going to have a lot of decisions to make in the
Oh, yeah.
coming months.
Yep.
It's going
Very
to be
true.
pretty dense, because the information is going to be is going to be diverse and flaky.
Yep.
Well, we just got to make it through the winter first.
Yes.
Right.
From a simple public health standpoint, yes. Oof. It's going to be a rough winter, that's for sure. Everybody's staying inside and going cabin fever crazy. So
Well, I've had 16 years of practice of this, so.
So you're nothing big.
well, if you guys didn't know, I ordered a 120 millimeter refractor, and it's due to arrive on Wednesday. So you can blame me for any of the bad weather and bad skies, but it looks like the
Well,
forecast to be crappy. So
well, you did pretty good with the clouds. I'll give you that.
well, it wasn't expensive, so I figure that's got to be proportional in there somehow.
Yeah. It's we still have the moon to contend with, but not for long.
It was one of those Orion ones that was the $250 refractor, but it was big.
No, I think it's worth
The
it.
focal ratio is like, I don't know how you could go bad with that. So
Yep.
I'm gonna have some fun with it, and it'll be a little more portable than the SCT and the bulk. So we'll see. Anybody got anything else?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna beat Adrian to the punch and motion to adjourn.
I second your motion.
Okay. This might be a record short meeting. Everybody yays? Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm in.
We
All
have
right. Such childish stuff.
Well, if you're gonna do something, at least have some fun with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
7:40.
All right.
Wow. That is
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and take off.
okay. I'll look for those documents, John, and get back with you tonight. And
John is in his
Hey,
in the Democratic meeting.
yeah.
I bought a new toy, but
I'm still with you, and it's a pleasure working with everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your efforts. Really good.
Ditto.
Appreciate it.
okay, John. Yeah, I bought a new toy and I'm playing with it and making these for everybody.
Oh, cool. Safer at home that's beautiful. I like that. Safer at home for the holidays instead of just home for the holidays. I like it.
That's good. Okay, I'm going to take off.
Okay.
Yep, I'm taking
Okay,
off too.
John.
Have a good one, everyone.
Have a good
Adrian,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see you guys.
See us. Have a good holiday.
You too.
Okay.